this little guy decided to join. But I know the right person is out there. He's probably like, I'm ready for bed. I don't know if anyone's ever, if you guys have met him, but this is my little man. This is Bo. This is my baby. He's my everything. I love him so much. He's everything. But, you wanna lay down? But, like I was saying, I know that right person's out there. And this is gonna, you know, for a story, some people are like, you know, I always say, you know, some people may think this. Because it's true. People have opinions. And people are not afraid to share their opinions. But I'm okay with that. I don't really care what other people think. And, you know, when I was saying you kind of put a guard up or a wall, you know, it gets a little scary when it comes for, you know, to like the dating. You know, you have to, at least for me, I am an open book. If you ask me anything, especially about my CF, I will answer it, I will talk about it, and I'm not ashamed of it, and I'm okay with it. I will answer any question. I'd rather answer a question than have an assumption made. That's always the worst. And I'm just looking at some of the things that I want to make sure I addressed. And, you know, you have to, it can be scary, you know, when you start dating, it can be scary because sometimes, you know, at first look, you look okay. I may sound a little different. I, you know, kind of have a scratchy throat, but, you know, everyone's voice is different. But you kind of put a wall up, like an invisible wall. And you try to, at least for me, you try to determine if you think someone's going to be okay enough to handle all of it. And you can kind of get vibes from it. I've had both. I've been in a relationship before where the person didn't care. Like, it was me. Like, they didn't think anything of it. You know, they made sure I did my meds. And, you know, it was kind of nice, you know. But they didn't make it seem like a burden. You know, they saw me for who I was, not for, you know, what I have. And I've had it the other way, to where someone can be so self-absorbed and someone can only worry about themselves, and at some point, you know, don't care what's important. You know, they don't want to have an inconvenience of their life of any kind. So, you know, there's two different perspectives. And as someone who has dealt with both, you know, you put up a guard, you put up a wall, but it brings me back to a quote that I heard a long time ago, and it's perfect. I do this with anybody. He's just laying on my lap. You know, I tend to now, you know, you give people a trailer. You give them a preview, not the whole movie, because then you don't have to rewind it at some point. You know, you can decide how much you want to share, if you want to share the trailer or the preview, or if you want to share the whole movie. But that's your place to do that. You know, and I think one of the things that makes it trickier, maybe, with dating and having CF, is you want people to see you for you. Having CF is something I have. It's not who I am, but it is a big part of who I am. It makes me who I am. You know, it blesses me with so many things, but it also, for somebody else, it could maybe be a burden. You know, and I know, without a shadow of a doubt, I know the right person is out there. For each and every one of you, for me, I know that person's out there. But it's gonna take, you know, a stronger person to be able to deal with that. But it's gonna be a person who doesn't look at you for the CF. It's gonna be the person who looks at you for you, who knows how beautiful you are, who knows the true you, and who understands that, you know, everybody does have a story. Everybody's is just different. And that's what makes you unique and different. And it makes you thankful for this beautiful life that you've been given, but it also, it makes you put your guard up. And sometimes it's not just with relationships, whether it's relationship with family, with friends, it's one of those things. I feel like I'm not making sense, but what I wanted to just basically get across was everybody's situation is different. Everybody is unique, but everybody is perfect just the way we are. We were blessed with the way we are for a reason. And we don't have to prove to anybody who we are. If they choose to accept us for who we are, then those are the people we want in our lives. Not those that we have to prove ourselves of who we are. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to get on here. I really hope it makes a little bit of sense, because it's two topics, in the part one and now in this part two. It's two topics to where sometimes an outsider looking in doesn't know. And it's something to where, how are they going to know unless we're okay to talk about it? But we also have to have the self-confidence of ourselves. That is probably the number one biggest key. You have to carry that self-confidence. You have to know in your heart of hearts that you are perfect the way you are. You're beautiful. And, sometimes there will be people who can't accept that. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we have to just share the trailer and the previews instead of the whole movie, because then it saves us a lot of time for having to rewind it. But you know what? I know without a shadow of a doubt that there is someone for everybody, that there's people out there, there's good people out there who, accept you for who you are, who see you for the true you. And I can't stress it enough that even on the hardest days, especially with having a CF, there's a lot, especially, I can testify, there's a lot more hard days than there are beautiful days. But you are strong, you're beautiful. You just have to remember that. And, things will fall into place. Sometimes we're strong because being the strong is the only thing we have. And at that time, sometimes it's the only thing we can do. But it makes for a beautiful journey. Maybe a rough journey, but it makes for a beautiful journey. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt, there's somebody for everybody. Everything's going to be okay. And life may be such a climb, the tallest mountains, but I can guarantee that the view is great when you get there. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll be back soon. Bye.